What's going on, everybody? My name is Adrian. Today on Fridays, we're going to be talking about 5 fragrances that if you are new to the community and you don't know what to choose and you're like, hey, I just want to smell good and I want to get some compliments. These are the 5 that you should be taking a look at because they're consistently rated in the top. Most people tend to like them and basically anybody can pull them off. Now let's put on that juice that makes you feel loose so you can smell like Zeus. Let's get into it. Now the first one, and I have to talk about this one, is Dior Sauvage. Now Dior Sauvage, this is actually the Elixir, which is actually the most potent version of Dior Sauvage. And by that, what I mean are there are different levels when it comes to cologne. They start out like cologne, and then they go to eau de toilette, and then eau de parfum. And basically what that really means for you as the individual is the higher the concentration level, the more staying power it tends to have. You can sometimes differentiate and there will be a little bit stronger profile. You'll pick up on more notes. But the main thing to keep in mind is it's going to last a little bit longer. Now, Dior Sauvage, the Elixir, this one tends to be a little bit different because to me, I have the Dior Sauvage Eau de Toilette, but the Elixir was released in 2021. And the profile on this one is significantly better. And as soon as you spray it on your skin, it's immediately evident because when you put it on, you can see a glisten. And that is all the oil that tends to stay on your skin for a long duration of time. I kid you not, I sprayed this on the very first time when I bought this bottle at Sephora. And in Sephora, I sprayed it on, I want to say like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And seriously, for like 3 hours, I could still see the shine on my hand. And when I put it up to my face, it was very, very prominent, very, very evident. The sillage on Dior Sauvage is astounding. This is straight beast mode. I would even consider this a stalker. This thing doesn't leave your body. So this is one, if you're anybody, you just want a lot of compliments, something to go to, Dior Sauvage, and I recommend Elixir. The second one I'm going to talk about is Versace Pour Homme. Now, Versace Pour Homme, a lot more fruity, a lot more clean. It tends to lean towards the younger demographic, but I feel as long as you're a high energy person, you can pull this one off. Great mass appealing, very citrusy. It kind of gives you remnants of vibes of clean, just watery, and it always has a lot of compliments. Anytime I wear this, I get a compliment. And I don't wear it often. This is only from the top, but I would say on the last 5 times that I have worn this bottle, I've gotten 3 compliments in the last 5 times. And I work on the other side of town. I only work with a handful of people, and every single time I wear this, it immediately gets recognized and I always get a compliment on it. So this one should be on your list. Versace Pour Homme. Very evident, you can tell by the bottle, you can spot it right away. The next one I'm gonna talk about, Legend Spirit. Now, Legend Spirit, some would say is very reminiscent of Invictus Aqua 2016, which is no longer around. This one is, oh God, I love this one. It's very, very heavenly. I don't even know how to explain it. Every time I put this on, I feel lighter. It just gives me a high energy hype that just makes you feel good wearing it. You feel like you're worth more money when you have this on. And that's a very hard thing to pull off sometimes. This just speaks to your brain and it gives you that confidence that sometimes you may not have. You might be a little bit down in your day. You pop this on, you put a couple sprays on your body, and you just get this invigorating feel that flows through your body. And you're like, that's it. I can take on today. Today is going to be a good day. I feel powerful. I feel masculine. And I know I damn well look good. This is that fragrance right here. Next one I'm going to talk about. Everybody knows this one. It is the highest selling men's fragrance of all time. It literally decimates the crowd. It smells phenomenal. Acqua di Gio, classic. This has been around for a long time. So that's the pro. There's a pro and a con for this. So I would say the con for this is it's so popular, it's so appealing that everybody has had this for a long time. I've actually had this for so long, the bottle is basically empty at this point. I only have a tiny little bit at the bottom, and I just keep it, and I pop the top on it sometimes, and it gives me those flashback memories of years past. And that's what fragrances tend to do with you. And a lot of people will sometimes hate on this fragrance because it's been out for a while. They'll say it's overplayed and everything like that. But to me, it is true timeless, a true classic. My roommate actually had this in college, and whenever he put it on, it was consistent. Every single time, women would just flock to him. And he was not a good looking guy. Great guy, great personality, everything like that. But the women just loved to smell him. They wanted to be close to him. And this fragrance, this just gives me, so many vibes of so many good times. And it should be in your collection. If it's not in your collection, this is definitely a go-to. Now, this last one I'm going to talk about is going to be a shocker to some, because it's not one of the first ones that pop up on anybody's mindset. And it didn't even pop up in my mindset. I literally stumbled across this in Orlando in International Plaza. I was going into a perfumery. I went into a couple of stores and, just picking up a couple bottles of stuff like that. And I kind of told them what I liked. And the lady was like, you should definitely try this one. I had just come from a meeting, and I was dressed very nicely, suit and tie. And when she saw me, she's like, this is the fragrance that's going to pull you in. And it shocked me because it wasn't one of the normal ones that you would really think about. Now, the reason why it's controversial is because it is a cologne of one of the most popular houses for colognes on the market. And by that, I mean Creed. Now, Creed, whenever you hear that name, you immediately think of what? Aventus, right? It's the go-to fragrance. It has been dominant since the moment it hit the market. It smells phenomenal, extremely compliment getting. But prior to Creed, Aventus, there was a predecessor. And the predecessor was Irish Tweed. Irish Tweed was the hands down go-to fragrance for CEOs. Hands down fragrance for people of higher stature. And this is actually a clone. Trays in the meat. Now, the reason why I'm going to emphasize this one is so good is because it is extremely close to the normal one. This one gives me those vibes of so many good memories as well. Now, the reason why this one I think is a standout is because this makes you feel like you're walking through a mountainside in Ireland. It gives you that element. If you were just to close your eyes for a brief moment and think about all those movies that you've seen all throughout the years, all the hilltops over by the ocean and the wind just rushing in, coming through, and you get those hints of like the trees and the pines, and then the flowers that are blooming on the hillside, and a slight bit of saltiness coming off the ocean spray and everything like that. That is green Irish Tweed. This is actually very close to it because this elevates it a tiny bit. It is a little bit more fruity. Now, the reason why I chose this over Irish Tweed, the price. And let's face it, not everybody wants to go out and spend $350, $400 on a bottle of cologne. This you can pick up for right around $30. Yeah, that's right, 30 bucks. I would say it's about 95% similar to Irish Tweed for 30 bucks versus 300 plus. So I can get 10 of these bottles for the same thing as what I would get for Irish Tweed. To me, that's a no-brainer. I'm gonna pick this up, I'm gonna wear this, I'm gonna feel confident, I'm gonna feel invigorated, and I'm gonna get just as many compliments. I'm gonna put that 270 bucks back in my pocket, or guess what? I'm gonna go out and buy more fragrances. And then I have a more versatile selection to get me through the days. So these have been my 5. And today I am actually going to run with Legend Spirit, because Legend Spirit, like I said, this is the stuff that you want to put on. Every time I smell it, it gives me that rush of energy, it gives me that rush of confidence, and it makes me just feel good. And that's what you should be looking for with fragrances. And one of these 5 will for sure make you feel the same exact way. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. Smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you like the content, and if you want to see a full breakdown of these individual fragrances and many more to come, they'll be in the links below. Thanks, have a great day. Go out there and make it happen.